Hi everyone. So today I want to talk a little bit based on something that has happened recently, and it's talking about the risks and dangers of using old makeup. Now here we have my Lorac Pro 2 palette, which is the palette I decided to pan for the year 2019. And although this reaction has gone away, I'm definitely very off-put by this palette currently. So this palette, I got it a couple months after it came out, and this palette came out back in 2014. I believe it came out in July from like what I was researching and seeing when everybody was posting like their videos of looks and reviews of this palette. And so it's only about, again, 4 years old. This upcoming July would technically mean it would be 5 years old. And I had an interesting reaction with the matte shades in this palette. It hasn't happened with the shimmer shades. The shimmer shades seem to be fine. And I noticed that when I started using this at the beginning of the year, back in January, after a little bit, about like a week and a half of consistent use on this eyelid, you're not gonna be able to see it anymore because the reaction's gone. I've been icing my eyelids, I've been taking like allergy medications, and I've been like putting Aquaphor and Vaseline on them religiously. I noticed that at the corner of this eye, I started to get like a couple itchy bumps, and I was like, oh, because it's only happening on one lid and it's at the end of the lid, it could just be like some random thing, because sometimes I'll have sensitive skin. And then, again, it was only happening on one eye, and like I was putting this eyeshadow all over like my entire crease on both eyes. So I was like, my first, because I like to think of everything, and I was like, interesting enough that this started happening when I switched over palettes, because I was focusing on the Naked palette, and then I started focusing on the Lorac Pro palette. And so I kept using it, and somewhere toward the middle of January, the little bumps started to like go a little bit more on the inside of my crease, and I was like, that's weird, maybe it's just the reaction that I'm having is just like growing or whatever. And the bumps were itchy. My crease started getting really dry. I didn't know what it was, so I still was like, it could be this, but I'm not sure. Like, it's only happening on one eye. If like my skin is being sensitive towards it, I expected it to become like, to have it on both eyes. And lo and behold, last week I finally got the same reaction on my other eyelid, and I kid you not, like it was swollen. Not like swollen to the point where like it was like, oh, my eyes, or like my eyes looked a little bit deformed, but my crease was definitely swollen, and they were cracked. They were so like irritated and dry that if I put anything besides Aquaphor or Vaseline on it, it would sting. Even if I try to moisturize it with like the most calming of moisturizers, it would just sting. It would sting so badly. So again, I had to ice them to help it reduce some swelling, to see if that helped. I took an allergy medication, and the next day, while I could still tell that my crease is still a little dry, the swelling has gone away, the bumps have gone away, it's just a little dry. I do have some Aquaphor on them just to help, again, heal that cracked skin, heal that irritation. So my empties is gonna have a lot of, I feel like my empties always kind of have like a lot of Aquaphor in them, but that's because like I use them because I always get like cracked skin right here. So it only happened in my crease, meaning it was basically the matte eyeshadow was doing this. Because again, if it was just the whole eyeshadow palette, like it would be all over my eye, because like right now I'm wearing like one of the shimmer shades in my inner corner, and it's not itchy, and I haven't developed like weird bumps, weird like itchy bumps. So I guess like they might have been like teeny tiny little hives, considering that they were itchy, and then they spread. And from the beginning when I noticed these bumps, I thought it could have been this, but I wanted to make sure it was this, so I kept using it, and lo and behold, it was this. So that's just the matte eyeshadows. Like I said, the shimmers are fine. So obviously it's gonna change, and like the only eyeshadow, matte eyeshadows I was really using was like light brown, a little bit of cool gray, and nectar, and I love nectar. This is like my only peachy eyeshadow, which is very sad because I really love that shade. But I do have, when I was like, oh my god, does this mean I can go buy another blush on my or not another blush, another peach eyeshadow on my No By Year? Because I used to have another peach eyeshadow, but it got stolen, and I think I explained that long ago, but I'm not gonna get back into it. Yeah. So, but then I realized I have 2 peach blushes, and I tried them out after like the irritation had gone away, so I did that yesterday, and the peach blush that I'm actually using for the same project, the MAC Peaches blush, actually works quite fine, and it's pretty close in resemblance. I have another blush, peach blush, that's more along the lines of Nectar. That way I have like a peachy eyeshadow to use, because I love rosé. Like if I had to chuck this entire palette, I'd kind of be really sad, because rosé is like my favorite shade out of this whole palette. Like, and so that changes a lot of things. Like I'm really only now, which I guess I should really talk about it in my project update, but like I'm really just gonna be using like rosé, mocha, and beige, and this one probably, which is my Franken shadow of like non-Lorac eyeshadows, because I feel like by the time I use those up, it's just gonna be time to chuck this. Even if everyone's like saying like, no, go chuck it, because you don't want to risk it with that. I love rosé. I'm going to risk it all for just rosé, because I don't know if I'm gonna have the same reaction with the shimmer shades as the time goes by. And because I know I probably shouldn't, but I just love the shade so much. I don't have anything like it in my entire collection. Sorry, the clouds are, there's a cloud over the sun, so if the lighting just changed, that's what happened. Everything else is kind of like, oh, here it comes back. Everything else I kind of have something similar, or I can do without. It's just that one shade. And there we go again. Literally in like a matter of a minute, it's changed so many times. God. Wow, this is literally the most frustrating thing ever. Oh, Mother Nature. Why? Okay, so I don't know how I feel about it. I think I might just use rosé, and then I'll be like, okay, I don't want to risk it with anything else. Maybe I'll see how it goes, but I won't be using the matte shades anymore. When the time for my Project Pan video comes up, I'm going to be switching out, or like I'm going to be putting in some other shades so I can still use the shimmers. Or what do you think? Should I not use the shimmers, even though I haven't had any like adverse reactions to it yet? And I say yet because I don't know, maybe it's just the matte formulation. I'm not sure, but I'm really gonna stick away from the mattes, from using it whatsoever. And then if you guys are like, better be safe than sorry, just check the palette, I'm just gonna use a rosé. And that's it, because I have nothing like it, and I love it, and it's a beautiful springtime color, and I want to use it up. So yeah, just be wary if you have this palette, or just be wary in general if you have older palettes, because this is like, I have the Naked palettes, and I got those when they came out, and those are much older than this, and I haven't had any like reactions to that. So be aware of using old makeup. Even if it's just 4 years old, that's still like technically past the year, past the 2 years that you're supposed to be using eyeshadow palettes. But I just wanted to share my experience of what happened, because I'm just not using eyeshadow as much as I can right now, just to let my creases heal, you know, and let the moisture go back into them, because they were cracked and they are very dry. But yeah, just wanted to share what happened, and that I will be... Damn clouds! So I'm just gonna just do it from here, I guess. just to share that this is going to be probably kicked out of my collection in this year. We'll see. I want to know what you guys think. What do you guys think I should do? Do you think it's okay to use the shimmers, or just be like, just use your rosé because you just want to use that one and then chuck it? Your input is greatly appreciated, but I'll see you guys on my next one. Bye!